Hey everybody, what's up? And welcome back to the channel. And the Grammys. Well, I guess the Grammys just happened. They came, they went, and does anybody care? I didn't even know that the Grammys were going on. I had no clue. The only reason I know is because I was watching some people I follow news-wise, and they were talking about it because I guess it was a train wreck shit show. So I figured I'd talk about it because me personally, the Grammys is just kind of bullshit. It's basically a bunch of rich people patting a bunch of other rich people on the back, a bunch of executives paying other executives to boost up their artist or whatever, and it's a bunch of giant ass kissing. And when you look at the people that show up at the Grammys, basically it looks like a freaking episode of the Hunger Games with the way all the goofy outfits they're dressed in, and they show up like, you know, how the Hunger Games look when they're at the capital city. Yeah, they all are wearing the most ridiculous, goofy, just ridiculous outfits, and it's just a crap show, and it just blows my mind because I've actually never watched the Grammys. I have watched a Grammy performance, and that was of Metallica back in the '90s, and I saw that performance on their video that they put out a year and a half of the life of Metallica. But the funny thing, and this sums up how horrible the Grammys are and have always been. Back in the 90s, for the best, it was either best metal band or best metal album. Metallica was up for that. They were at the top of their game there with the Black Album, and Jethro Tull was the one that won best metal artist or metal album or metal album or metal artist of the year. And you talk about utterly ridiculous, and that just shows you how out of touch they were decades ago. And we have a repeat of that with the winner Best Country Album of the Year. And this just goes to show you that they've learned nothing. So the Best Country Album of the Year ends up becoming Beyonce. Are you effing kidding me? Beyonce gets Country Album of the Year. Now the funny thing about it is she accepts this award. It's like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. But she went on a tirade about saying it was not a country album. But now she's won the Best Country Album of the Year. And the country music industry and country music people are in an uproar, just in an uproar. Now, I think it's hilarious myself because the fact that they gave Beyonce the Country Music Album of the Year award and she was the Country Music Album of the Year is just freaking hilarious. Because personally, I think Beyonce sucks. I've never liked anything she's ever done. I've never even followed her. I've heard a few snippets of her stuff. Never been impressed. Pretty sure her husband's going to be going to jail over the P. Diddy stuff eventually because he's tied into that somewhere, and that's going to be a big mess. Not sure how that's all going to roll out. Not sure if we're ever going to get all the stories of that. It's kind of like Epstein, but, you know, I digress. You know, but it's just crazy. And the other thing that kills me about it is that these woke elite freaking Richies haven't learned anything with all their woke nonsense and their woke speeches and their woke BS that they spewed out. Didn't they learn anything? No, they haven't learned anything. They're stuck in their little bubble, you know, because the whole country voted that shit out just recently in our last election because they don't want anything to do with any of this woke crap. Yet they're up there spewing all their woke garbage. Nobody wants to hear that crap, especially from artists that they may like to listen to. You don't want to hear that crap. You just want to hear good music, you know. These people do not live in any kind of reality like us kind of people do. They just don't live in any reality, and they live in fantasy la la land, and it's so funny. But the Grammys, man, nobody cares. Nobody cares about the Grammys. Nobody gives a flying shit about the Grammys, you know. It's a ridiculous joke. It's just a Richie pat on the back fest. As much rich people pat each other on the back saying, oh, you're so great, when they're all a bunch of fucktards that freaking have no idea what's really going on or have a clue as to what's going on in the real world, you know. And that's my take on it. You know, I just, you know, award ceremonies are crap. I mean, those things are just crap anyway. For an artist and a musician, the greatest reward you can ever get as an artist or a musician, especially when you're a musician, is standing out on a stage in front of thousands and thousands of people playing the songs that you wrote and recorded. And those people are out there singing your songs back into you, cheering you on, cheering for those songs, and you're literally watching them singing the words that you wrote to these songs, and they love that music. That is the ultimate honor, ultimate reward you can ever get as any type of artist. Even if you're an artist that creates things and stuff, seeing people stand there and appreciate your art and seeing that they really, really like it is the ultimate thing. It's not any award or anything that anybody can give you like that gives you that reward as much as people actually truly appreciating what you do. So they can take their little stupid awards and stick them up their butt because most people don't care. And as you guys know, there's so many great bands out there that never get to the Grammys. And the reason why they don't get to the Grammys is because nobody's paying for them to get an award. Because that's literally what happens, you know. Beyonce was given an award this year because last year they threw a fit because she didn't get an award. And they basically said that they weren't showing up. They weren't going to put money. They weren't going to donate money to the Grammys or do all this other crap if she wasn't given an award this year. So they gave her an award. And that's the backstory that's going on right now, you know. So it's all bought and paid for bullshit, you know. And does anybody even watch it? Like, I had no clue. I didn't even know what was going on. I saw Candace Owens and Brett Cooper mentioned it in their shows, and I was like, oh, let me see. And I watched a few of their clips, and I was like, oh my god, this is hilarious, you know. And then Country Cast, it's a music podcast thing, YouTube podcast thing that they do, had mentioned it as well. And that's the only reason I knew about it. That's the only reason, because the guy does Country Cast, does Rock Feed as well. But yeah, it's a joke. It's a freaking joke, and it just cracks me up that even can still do it. And the only reason they're doing it is because everybody's just paying everybody to get these awards, you know? The people up there, I mean, you don't even know who these people are. I mean, these people, like, that's the thing that they were talking about, you know? And even Brett Cooper, who's younger, she's in her 20s, she's like, I have no idea who these people are. I've never even heard of these people, you know? Because nobody cares. Nobody cares. It's a glitz and glamour Hollywood kiss butt thing is all it is. And they get dressed up by a bunch of clowns, and they spew out a bunch of crap, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. They haven't cared in decades. I mean, they didn't care when I was younger. When I was in my 20s, nobody cared about the Grammys. Nobody cared about the Grammys when I was 30. Nobody cares. You know, like I said, the only time I've ever seen a Grammy performance is when Metallica played, and I watched that on their release of their Year and a Half of Life of Metallica video. I didn't actually watch the Grammys because nobody cares. Nobody really cares. You know, it's a bunch of people with sticks up their asses that don't live in reality. So, anyway, that's my take on it, and that's what I got for you guys. So, get out there, rock, have a good time, enjoy life, and the Grammys can all kiss our ass. I just had to say that. I don't know, man. It's just the world is so ridiculous. Those people are so ridiculous, man. It just cracks me up. So, anyway, that's all I got for you guys. I'll see you on the next one. You guys take care. Keep rocking out there.